this using the CNC software. I will be doing this exercise that has been posted on the class platform. So I will be going through the program so that you can see the steps that I took on writing it. So first of all, let's start from here with the G50, G98, and G21. Then after the first line, the second line is for the tool selection, which is going to be T0101. Then the following line is G97, the S540 and M03. Then the following line, starting with the G01, is the approaching line. So it's going to be G01, X70, and Z5. As the size of the stock is 65 by 100, 65 by 100, I'm approaching the tool post close to the workpiece. So after the approaching line, I'm going to start with so in this exercise, I will be doing the rough cycle and also the finishing cycle. So I will be starting with the rough cycle, which is the G71. So here we have a G71. Then we said that the G71 is a two lines code. So in the first line, we have to determine the depth of cut and also the retraction, which I use 1 millimeter, on both, on the depth and the retraction. So the second line is where we set the starting and the ending point of the rough cycle. So the starting point is going to be P10 and the finishing point is going to be Q20. And also here the U is the amount of metal that we are going to leave so that for the finishing. And also in this line we have to set the feed. All right, so after completing the rough cycle, I'm going to change the tool. So I will be using two tools, the first one for the rough cycle and the second one for the finishing. So after the rough cycle, I'm selecting the second tool, which is T0202. And after that line, the following line is G97 and S800, in which I'm increasing the speed so that the finishing is going to be good. So after this line is where we introduce the finishing cycle with the G70. And also this one is a two-line code, the U and R. So it's a two-line code. The first line is for the depth of cut, and the second line for the starting and the finishing of the cycle. So on the first line, the depth of cut is 1 and the retraction is also 1. And on the second line, the starting point is P10 and the ending point is Q20. So in this line, on the second line, I didn't add the allowance that we have to left on the Z and X, because if I do it, when I upload the code on the software, will be saying that there's a mistake on this line. So we just have to put the starting point and the ending point. So now after the G70 cycle is where I'm starting with a profile of the workpiece of the work we are doing, which is this one. So, and we say that each line has to be named. So, and we're using the N10, N20, N30. So my first line of the profile is going to be N10, and on the N10 I'm putting the cutting tool on the at the I'm putting the cutting tool on X0 and Z0, and I'm also giving it a feed of 0.2. So as you can see from the diagram, we start with the arc, so which is here we're using a G03. So we come here to G03 X10 Z minus 5, and the radius is 5. Then the following line is a G01, which is Z minus 10, and we are still in the G01. So the following point is going to be X20 and Z minus 25, which is the chamfer. Okay, it's not the chamfer, it's the taper. Yes, the taper. Then after the taper, we have Z minus 30. Then we have another arc. But in this arc, we're going to use the G02. So it's G02 X30 Z minus 35 and R5. Then we have the G05, which is Z minus 45 and the and then we have X38. And then the the last point of our profile is going to be Z minus 65. So this is the N10 and this is the N20. So this is going to be where the roughing and finishing cycle are going to start and are going to end. So after that, after we have completed writing the program, we have to save it as NC. We have to save it, and when we are saving it, the name of the file have to start with the letter O, following with any number that you want, and then at the end we add .nc. So now let's open the software and upload the code and see, and let's run it. So when opening the software, we have to select the Fanuc OIT, and then we click run. So the first thing we have to do when we are in the software is to release the emergency button and turn the key. So after that, if we have any program uploaded, we come here and we click empty NC code. So now you don't have any code on the machine. So after doing that, we have to get the toolbox to the home position. So we click on this one over here. Then we click Z, and then we click X and Z. So now what we have to do is to get the workpiece into the spindle. So we come here to workpiece setup, a stock size, and then we set our stock size. So I'm going to add a new one. Add. So the diameter is going to be 40 and the length is going to be 150. And then I press, and also if you want, you can select the material of the workpiece. Let's stainless steel, and then you press OK. Now you have to scroll down and select the workpiece, that the stock material that I have just created, and then you press OK. So What we are going to do now is to the tool selection. So we go here we click on tool management. Now we are going to select the tools. The first tool is going to be for the roughing cycle. So I'll be selecting this one, but I will do some edit on it. So I click it twice, and here I select the 90 degrees. Okay, so from here there are two ways in which we can put it into the tool post. So the first one is we select the tool that we want, and then we come here to add tool. Then we click on add to tool turret, and then we select tool station 1. Okay, and then we click OK. So first, let's do the offset of this tool. So for the offset, we come here, we come to workpiece setup, and then rapid precision. And I'm going to use the diameter. You can use either the center or the diameter, but me, I'm choosing the diameter. So once here, we click the offset setting, and with the soft key, we select offset. Then we go to geometry, and now we can type that x is always going to be the diameter of the workpiece. So our diameter is 40. So we type x 40, then we click on measure using the soft key. So now on z is going to be 0, and we click on measure. So now we have gotten the offset for the cutting tool 1. Now, after getting the offset, we have to get the tool post to the home position. So first, we're going to X and then Z. So now we are going to select our second cutting tool. So once again, we come to tool management, and we look for our second cutting tool, which is going to be for the finishing cycle. So I will be using this one. So we click add to tool turret and tool station 2, and we click OK. Now the tool number 2 is not mounted on the it's not yet mounted, so we come again to tool management, and here we select the tool number 2 and we click on mount tool, and it has been changed. So now let's do the offset. So we come to workpiece setup, rapid precision, and again I'm using the diameter. So on offset, we click offset, we are already there. So now we are going to do the offset on the G on the second line. So G002. So let's start with the X. So we type X is 40. Then we click on measure. Now the Z is going to be 0. So Z0 measure. Alright. Now once again we get the tool post to the home position. So now that we have gotten our offset, we can upload the code. So we come here to file and we click open. But before opening the uploading the file, we have to be in edit mode or auto mode. I'll be using the auto mode. So now I can go to upload the code. So file, open, and we look for our code. And if you can't see it,